Folks, we welcome you once more to yet another episode of the Friendo Wagon podcast, where we, along with you, dear listener, continue to ask ourselves the same very question. Why, God? Why? It's Smith, as always, joined, as always, by my friends and co-hosts, Ethan and Potter. How we doing tonight, fellas?
Doing great over here. Not sure about Potter, but welcome
The
aboard.
horrors persist, but so do I.
As per
The running
usual.
theme, yes, the running theme. We have a lot to cover. We have a lot to cover tonight, so I think we're just gonna hop directly into it. Anybody have any quick weekly updates before we get into the meat and potatoes here?
I mean, I shouldn't say it, but defying every rule of the universe, I've been having a great time lately. So I'm actually good. Having a good time, having a good week. A lot of good news on a lot of different fronts. Actually, talk about some of that.
Our friend Potter finally experiencing 1 ounce of happiness. You gotta love it.
Much like the Grinch, my heart has grown 3 sizes. The doctors say it's terminal.
That's not the only thing that's grown 3 sizes, from what I hear. His shoes.
Well,
Potter has
before
a very
we-
odd condition with his feet.
He does.
Before we get into another situation to where we start saying things that we can't say on the pod, let's get on to the first order of business here. Who wants to begin? Who's got something interesting? Well, I think we'll start here. I think all three of us were wanting to touch on the Battlefield 6 beta in some capacity, so I'll go ahead and open up the floor for that line of discussion.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, there's the whole. So, I mean, off the rip, they've got an absurd amount of people waiting to get into that beta. Like, a lot of people.
Yeah, wasn't the waiting queue like in the tens or hundreds of thousands of people waiting to get into the server?
Yeah,
it was
it's
something absurd.
crazy. Yeah, and the player count on that beta was higher than like a Call of Duty, like whatever the current one is.
That was something that I wanted to touch on. The open beta opened up yesterday, and at time of recording, that would be August the 7th is whenever the open beta launched for all platforms, and it had 314,000 plus peak concurrent players on Steam alone. It's not counting any of the console players. It's crazy. The crazy amount of people that are playing that game.
And it's getting a lot of good feedback too, like a lot of positive feedback. And I don't know, like I feel like Call of Duty may finally be dead for a little bit.
We can only hope.
That or they'll force them to actually make a good game again. One or the other. Either way.
It's looking very good. Of course, anybody that knows anything about Battlefield or may have watched or played one of the hallmarks, other than just insane vehicle shenanigans, is just like the environmental and like structural destruction that can happen. That's been persistent throughout the series. But it looks incredible in the beta in 6. Like there's like somebody blew up a building or like a little stretch of like 2 or 3 buildings connected together in a clip that I saw, and it was like the crumbling of the architecture looked so fluid, and just like all the dust that would happen in real life that just like plume out from an explosion like that, it looked so awesome that I wanted to be there breathing in the asbestos. God, it looked great.
It does look beautiful. And I mean, though Battlefield always looks really good in the era that it comes out in. And honestly, I would say that Battlefield 4 still looks good. And that was PS4. I don't think it was on the PS3, but I mean, it was a console generation ago. And it still
And
looks really good today.
a beloved game by us, no less.
Oh, absolutely. And this one, to me, looks like it's going to have a lot more in common with Battlefield 4 than any of the newer ones, which is also a great thing.
Yeah, it is certainly looking promising, and they piggybacking off the numbers that we mentioned, just the asinine amount of people trying to play the beta and the long queues that are happening. They are Battlefield Studios announced that it was already having to actively work on a substantial increase in server capacity.
Yeah,
It's a good problem to have, though.
it is. It really is. And I mean, it's a lot of it's because they're doing smart things. Like a bunch of the criticism from 2042, they actually listened to, and they fixed it as much as they could there, but they couldn't just take out the whole operator system entirely because that was kind of like part of the foundation, I guess.
I think it's cool
And
though. Like I think the operator system is fine.
I
Like
I didn't hate it at all, but when me and you played it, they had made it to where that you could play any operator with any weapon, and like it was kind of more
I
do what
should
you want
say
to do.
that yeah, that matters a lot having the interchangeability between operators and classes. That is nice. I feel like
And
you
yeah,
can't go back on that.
well, so what they're doing, like they tried to put the class system in afterwards because everybody wanted the class system back. So all they did really was just made it to where that like you had, you know, like what, four people in assault, four or five. You had like Zane, McKay, Sundance, and those are
Step up too.
Yeah,
and they all had like a passive perk where they had extra assault rifle ammo, and that's what they got for being and I'm air quoting assault class. And then you had the recons who could put down spawn beacons, or they could carry spawn beacons anyway, which nobody else could do. And there was stuff like that. But with six, they went back to the old system where it's like, this is your class. Like you're an assault, you can use assault rifles. I assume you've got a med kit. You're not getting SMGs or anything like that. You're an engineer. You're using SMGs and you have launchers. You're a sniper. You have sniper rifles, spawn beacons. Everything is class specific again.
I don't hate that
So
either. I think that's
yeah,
fine, and it's more it it sounds like pigeonholing, but I don't think that it actually is. I think that it is. I don't want to say realistic because I feel like that word is overused, and
yeah,
especially in terms of games. But it's flavorful. That's what it is, and it makes more sense. And in many ways, that sets it apart from Call of Duty in a good way because you're not just some jack of all trades nincompoop that can wield anything and do most anything. So I think that's a fine move. I actually like that.
yeah. And I mean, it's Battlefield's always been a big team game. Like that's been the whole thing. You got 32 versus 32, 64 versus 64. Like it's big fights, and they want you
That's
to actively try to play with your team. So if you join your squad and you see you've got two assaults already, hey, maybe we need an engineer. Maybe we need a recon. You know, so it encourages variety. And on top of that, I feel like it's easier to balance specific classes than it is to balance every single operator to like a certain degree. Where like now they're
that's
not
a
having
fair
to worry
point.
about now it's just we adjust this class because it has these things that it can do and that's all it can do and we can adjust this. Whereas in like 2042 you had okay, well let's for example let's like tune Zane's XM launcher, and then maybe they overtune it, and now you're one tapping people from behind cover with it. And it's oh well now it's too strong, so let's walk it back, and now it takes like two or three, but the guy's going to run away before you can kill him. So
And I guess
it's in that sense it's easier.
in that vein, it takes it a little bit farther away from like a hero shooter situation, which I will always be a
Yes,
fan
which I also appreciate. Yeah, for
of.
sure, for sure. So yeah,
But yeah, that looks good.
I'm actually really looking forward to it now.
Is there
I
a
have
release
hope.
date on that
October
on
10th,
like oh wow, it's
soon.
actually soon. Man,
Soon.
What a shame, man. I'm only going to have 4 days with Battlefield 6 until NASCAR 25 launches on October the 14th. What a shame.
From what I have heard from you guys talking about this, I think you're going to be coming back to Battlefield 6 sooner rather than later.
There was actually more gameplay that got released through official channels this week, and it's not as hopeless looking as it was. I'm pleased to say it actually did not look so choppy and horrible. There was actually some like good menuing and like actually good, like not from a strange vantage point, like track side, like what we talked about last episode, like actual good gameplay. So it's looking good. It's still really weird that we don't have a gameplay trailer at this point, I guess, because it's been in development for so long. But they did say that it's coming soon, TM, but it does look better than previously discussed. I will say that.
Well, hey, I'm glad to hear that. Genuinely, I'm glad to hear that. Because before it sounded like it was going to be a train wreck for you guys.
I'm gonna be so sad if it's a flop, man. We needed a good NASCAR game, and by we I mean all of us, because if I'm negatively impacted by this, we all will. Nobody wants me to come on here on the podcast and lament another tragic NASCAR game installation. You don't want that.
I think we all do.
We
Listen,
can't. They can't do this to me.
it can't look worse than that initial trailer. That little teaser trailer, our undeveloped video game that we came up with in like freshman year, looks better than that game, and we don't even have a trailer.
He's out of line, but he's not wrong. The like I said, it actually. I think things are on the upswing. I'm hopeful. I'm looking forward to being able to report back on this in the coming weeks leading up to release. But it's we're trending in the right direction. It looks like we might be eating decently. Not as
Yeah,
good,
that's always good.
not as good as Battlefield 6, but we'll still be eating
Which,
okay.
which, considering EA is the publisher, that is saying something.
Oh, I hadn't even considered that. That is
They're
that is
actually
wild to
trying to
think
make.
about.
They're actually trying to publish a good game for a change.
Acknowledging their past transgressions by actually doing something good for the community.
I mean, it only took them what 20 years of nonstop abuse from the community to
Yeah,
relent. But like,
actually, when did they become a company? That's when it started.
I
Yeah, that's
mean,
fair.
yeah, but they did have a few good games early on. I mean, we all remember the classic EA Sports is in the game. Those were fun. A lot of those sports games were fun,
That
and
is
they
true.
published things like American McGee's Alice, fantastic game. Um, they didn't want to fund the third one, screw them for that. But like old EA published first two, and both of those games are great. Um, they
I
published
do
several
just
007 games that were
I
actually
have to
pretty good.
I have to dunk on EA when possible, but they are certainly not the greater evil. I think that
That's
as
Ubisoft.
previously discussed, that is
That's Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Ubisoft.
right now EA is trying to get their heads out of their butts, and I appreciate that. Time will tell how that goes, but yeah, I'm willing to give them a chance.
Also, I want to circle back around and clarify that Battlefield 4 was actually released on the PS3 and 360.
Ah, okay. See, I
Wow,
wasn't
that
sure if it
is
was. Yeah,
crazy work.
Yeah, it came
yeah, I
out in
wasn't sure if it was just three or three and four both. So
it,
that's yeah,
it
good to
came
know.
out in 2013, so it was like the year that the 4 and the Bone launched.
Okay, and like I said, it still looks good today. Like it holds up.
I cannot believe that came out on that gen. That's crazy.
Yeah, Frostbite is a good-looking engine.
Interesting. Interesting.
I mean, Kojima proved in 2008 that the PS3 had a very solid graphics capabilities. So
It sure did.
5 years later, somebody had to catch up.
I mean, it's just a testament to the fact that like regardless of the hardware you're putting something out on, if you actually take the time, you optimize, and you care about your game, it's gonna come out good. If you just put the care into it.
Oh yeah.
We got to
But
get that man
everybody,
on the. We got to get that man on the podcast. What do you think? What do you think kind of resources we would need to make that happen?
if we can get in touch with Jeff Keighley, we've got a shot.
I'm surprised the immediate answer was just an audience.
You
I don't
know,
know though,
I,
man. He likes some really niche things on like Instagram and Twitter. We might not have to have that big of
he
an audience.
does. He does.
He is a strange man, an enigma.
I mean, literally, how many people had heard of Low Roar before
Yeah.
Death Stranding 1?
Also, a fair point. Churches too. I feel like they had a little more popularity, but like
Or Woodkid? I had never heard of them. And
Woodkid. Well, after this, after two, like everybody probably is a fan.
that's what I'm saying, and I very thoroughly love both of those artists now. So I'm like,
Dude, I'm listening to the the Death Stranding 2 like soundtrack that Woodkid made at least
Hmm
3 times a week right now.
it's,
That's
I've been
that is
listening
not
to it.
that's not hyperbole. Like
Yeah, like I have listened to Minus 61 an unhealthy amount of times.
I love that song. I, the I want to say it's like it's early on the album, but the "Are You There, Lou?" the that song guts me every time still to this day. Man, that's such a banger.
or dude,
Man, it's just a
to the Wilder, like what a song.
to the Wilder is fantastic,
I
and
know.
I love the version of it. I prefer the version of it with Elle Fanning in it.
Elle
Oh
Fanning.
yeah. Oh, it's
Oh,
so good. Oh, it's so
dude,
Yeah,
good.
you
that
are
one's fantastic.
you are
Um,
purposely depriving yourself of a fulfilling life if you do not listen to that version of that song.
it's the version that should always be listened to. Yeah, it's
It's just so good.
fantastic. Um, not it's not Woodkid, but On the Beach by Carolyn
Oh,
Polachek,
yes.
also fantastic.
Solid song.
Then geez, there was another one. It's a Church's song, Nightmares.
It's a
Nightmares
good
by
one.
Churches, also a good one. So is the actual song Death Stranding. Like I can't really point at any song on that soundtrack and say I just like it.
Like,
I haven't looked for them. Surely all of the kaiju themes are on
So good.
streaming somewhere. Those are
They're so good.
whenever I'm making and customizing zip lines in the game, one of my favorite configurations to do is put one of those kaiju theme songs on and then just put the pizza
Yeah.
chef on there just twirling dough. Oh,
Oh yeah.
anyone would look at that and just either be totally entranced or just live a life in fear.
Absolutely.
for the record,
Also,
go ahead, Butter.
I was gonna say also the Silent Poet songs on there, specifically Chariot I Bleed. That one is fantastic. I've listened to it a lot, and even that Pop Virus song isn't the first one that they brought over. Um, it's a Japanese artist, and I cannot remember the guy's name. It's Jin something. I don't even know what he's saying, but that song's great.
Man, you said silent poets. I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast or if I just mentioned this to Ethan in a private conversation, but easily, without question, my favorite song from any part of Death Stranding 1 or 2 is Silent Poets Asylums for the Feeling.
I
That
was
is
about
my
to say
all
yes.
time. That is an all timer. That is my favorite song from any piece of Death Stranding. Love it so
I
much. I love
I
that song.
100%, yeah, 100% agree with that.
I think it was offline. I think it was that most recent day that we were both playing on a Sunday and conversing.
I love that song so
But
much.
I
I
was
want to get
just
off here and listen to it right now.
I was just gonna say, you guys better hope that you die before me, because if you have to attend my funeral, I've already informed my wife that I do want BB's theme played at my funeral. and I think I'm probably going to add Into the Wilder into that mix.
If I have to hear that
Fair
at an
enough.
already emotionally charged event, this is going to be a mass casualty event.
Yeah, I thought about just letting it be a surprise sometime in the next 10 seconds to 40 years or so.
I
But
hope I go before you.
now you know. Oh, not as bad as I do, buddy.
uh,
I see I've been had.
Just How It Goes by Low Roar, I feel like would be a good funeral song too, personally.
Folks, as you can see, there likely will not be an episode to where we don't gush over Hideo Kojima or Death Stranding in some capacity. And though we have ventured down the path a little bit here in this episode, I do regret to inform you, dear listener, particularly our good friend Big Bird, that we will not be doing a spoiler cast in this episode, but it is on the horizon, just not in this one. That's going to take a little bit of extra care planning, and
Yeah,
we want to make sure that we deliver a quality listening experience for that one because it is quite the ride. But it's soon. It soon TM spoiler cast for Death Stranding 2.
yeah, that'll probably be more of a lengthy one as well.
Moving on though, I also saw this happened a couple days ago. Um, some old developers from Red Octane that produced, I think, the first couple of Guitar Hero games and maybe DJ Hero before they got bought out and eventually canned by Activision, also an evil gaming entity.
Yep.
Um, they are resurrecting Red Octane into Red Octane games, and there's going to be more rhythm gaming on the horizon.
Ooh.
Kind of exciting. We're
So
hoping for good console releases here. It's it's been one of those things. I think the last like rhythm game proper that was released was Rock Band 4, and then that got changed into like Rock Band 4 Rivals or something that kind of turned it into more like a weekly or like monthly track release, like live service kind of situation. Kind of weird. Rock Band 4 like kind of fell off of a cliff. I played that a little bit in college just to like keep hanging on to the nostalgia of playing those kinds of games growing up with friends, but it really wasn't that great. And then uh, the best options that are available now, like at time of recording, literally just the PC community, like Clone Hero. Even people got really big into like Fortnite Festival. I don't know, and I don't even really know anything about that, but somehow I guess inside the Fortnite universe, there's like a Guitar Hero slash Rock Band like clone engine situation where you can like rhythm game within Fortnite. It's confusing to me. I don't know much about it. I'm scared of it, but I know that it exists. And then just some
yeah,
other
I don't
homebrew
know.
situations. But there's a huge online community, and like you can basically find just about any song that you want, and it's got like a decent track to it. And
Yeah, no, I have seen people doing that.
yeah, it's really fun. And it's even easier than it was. I would say it's gotten a lot easier within the past maybe 2 years or so. I like tracked down a uh, a Les Paul Wii guitar from I want to say Guitar Hero 2, I think is whenever that came out. No, that was the Explorer. Maybe this was a guitar. I think it's a Guitar Hero 3 is when the Les Paul came. But I tracked that down at like a secondhand like electronic slash gaming store in Indiana, and there was an adapter that you could buy to make the Wii remote, the Wiimote, plug in, go to your computer, and that's how I played Clone Hero for a bit. Very interesting. Very interesting support that the online community has, but I will certainly not say no to another good console release. That I think there's actually been like proper new guitars, like independent, like third party hardware that's been released in the past like 6 months or so.
That's so wild too. I mean, it's great that they still put stuff out like that, and I'm just kind of wondering, like, is this new game going to be another Rock Band or something? Like, is it going to work with any of these old peripherals? Is there going to be adapters for the old peripherals? Are you going to buy all new stuff? Like, what's the price point on it going to be? You know?
Yeah, that'll be interesting to think about. Like, I don't see there's probably a way for like the at least the stuff that came out on like this last gen of consoles like PS4 and whatever the naming convention was for that generation of Xbox. I don't see a reason why at least the corded stuff for that wouldn't work because it was just like normal USB 2.0 or 3.0 or whatever it is. Um, and then I think the wireless stuff was just through the Bluetooth. I think they would be smart to make at least that last gen stuff work, but I'm sure that um, don't want to push any kind of new hardware.
But say they would be, but like, I'm not going to believe that. Who's publishing this? Like, who revived them? Was it?
Oh, it's literally people from the
Okay,
old Red Octane that just
okay.
kind of came together and were like, hey,
So
we're getting the band
okay,
back together, and now
so
we're Red
they
Octane Games.
so they may not actually be greedy about it then. So okay, there's a chance. There's a
Yeah, the
chance.
hope is that so it's you've got these old veteran developers, and then from the article that I read, I think that they're bringing people from like the homebrew community, like all these custom engines and stuff. They're bringing some of those people on, either on to the team or like in a consultant role or something. So hopefully they recognize that people have this passion and people there's no shortage of people that are still investing in hardware like the newer stuff and the older stuff. So hopefully there's a way to at least accommodate last gen hardware. I know it's probably unrealistic. There's no shot that somebody's going to be able to plug in their PS2 guitar to the PS5. You know what I mean? Like, um,
Yeah,
but the PS4 stuff, though, I think that they would be remiss to not work that kind of stuff in.
there's no reason to, especially if you can like make an adapter or something. If you had to, like worst case scenario, there's USB ports on the PS5. I'm assuming there are on the Xbox as well.
I don't know, man. That's a tough ask to
I
get
don't know. I
Microsoft
don't
to
know.
do something sensible. But yeah, it's just something interesting. I know Ethan and I used to do a lot of the old rhythm gaming, so looking forward to that. Something potentially cool. Hopefully they don't botch this.
Yeah, I definitely always enjoyed them. It was just back in like April or May, I drug out the old 360 and played like a 10-song set list on Rock Band.
I think I still have my full drum set for Rock Band. Now that I think about it,
Man, I wish I had the drum set.
If
Miss
that
playing
thing's
the
in
drums
good
on there.
working condition, you can probably get some decent money for those.
it it
I know
is,
it's,
and yeah, I
I know
can
they're
I
not
could.
booming. I know they're not booming like they used to. Like that, the price of that hardware, like on the secondary market, it exploded just about like anything else during COVID. But I still think you can probably fetch a pretty penny for a working drum set. People like this stuff.
I'd say so. I anytime I've played it with you guys or just anybody really, I pretty much always got saddled playing the drums. It seemed like, so I just had the drum set all the time.
Man, I loved playing the drums on there. But
I had the I had the desire, but I did not have the coordination.
that's a blast. I still remember
They're
when
fun.
you and Cody and I would play, and he would play the guitar and you would play the bass and I'd play the guitar. Those were good times.
I slap at a base.
Slapping the base.
The next thing, well, the last thing that I wanted to talk about personally was something very near and dear to me. So I've saved it. I've saved it for last for my ramblings. But there's a new 3D platformer that just got announced this week or last, featuring a childhood favorite of mine, none other than SpongeBob SquarePants. We're It looks so good. It is SpongeBob SquarePants Titans of the Tide. It's just another like 3D platforming situation, very much akin to like Battle for Bikini Bottom. They got a remaster a handful of years ago. Played that, got the platinum trophy for it. Still love that game. This one is looking like it's gonna be quite quite nice. They I encourage not only my friends here, but anyone listening. I don't care if you don't like SpongeBob or not. The trailer for the game just it is worth watching solely on the merit that they brought David Hasselhoff back and he sings the song for that entire trailer. And I'm not talking about the SpongeBob theme song. I'm talking about they wrote a song especially for this game and it is a masterpiece. Second only to Asylums for the Feeling. This one, it's, it is actually great, and man, it just looks cool. All of the voice acting is done by the original cast, which I was thinking about that, and I was like, I thought that the person that voiced SpongeBob was dead, but I think it's the person that made SpongeBob is dead. I think I got the wires crossed up.
I believe that's
Um,
correct. Yeah.
Steven Hillenberg.
Yeah, yeah, he's the one that's dead, not the Sponge Boy voice actor. But yeah, it looks sick, like Flying Dutchman, King Neptune, um, the the pre-order bonus, and there is a deluxe edition. They're calling it the Ghostly Edition, but the pre-order bonus just period, like whether or not you're buying the Ghostly Edition or the standard, is you get a costume pack that they are just dubbing the natural costume pack. No cheating. Does anyone want to take a stab at what the natural costume pack is for
Oh,
SpongeBob and
geez.
Patrick in the game?
This is an in-game skin.
It's an in-game skin, one for each of them that we know of.
God, like that's they could do a lot of stuff. And
I
this is a
will.
pre-order bonus.
It is a pre-order bonus. It's a
Man,
rather funny one.
can you
I
give
will.
me any kind of hints, or do you want us to raw dog this thing?
Honestly, you're thinking in the right direction with Raw Dog.
That frightens me. Are they just naked?
They are, in fact, just naked. It's not like do you, do you,
I mean,
have you guys seen the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, like the
oh
one that
yes.
like where
Yeah,
like the Goofy Goober Rock and
the
all that
Goofy
stuff
Goober.
came in?
Yeah.
So if you will recall from the beginning of that movie, whenever they are opening up the Krusty Krab 2, Patrick is flying in in support of SpongeBob, hopefully getting the like manager position at the Krusty Krab 2, and he is just completely naked with a flag in between his cheeks that I think says SpongeBob. Then that's how they marketed this in the trailer. It is literally just Patrick caked up, parachuting through the sky with a flag in his cheeks. Incredible
Uh,
stuff. Absolutely incredible
That
stuff.
is glorious.
and and I I will say I'm not exactly sure why they decided to go the route of caking these characters up as much as they did, but rest assured they most certainly did. So that's the pre-order bonus just for any of the editions. I really so badly want to pre-order the Ghostly Edition because it comes with a lot of cool stuff. They have freaking golden spatula keychain. There's some like little lenticular pictures that come through, which I don't so much care about that, but it's still cool. A Flying Dutchman OON patch for any of our listeners that might be in a free motorcycle club out there. A season pass for future content, and my personal favorite edition, or yes, my personal favorite inclusion for the Ghostly Edition. Something that if anyone listening to this has any sway in the gaming industry, I'm almost certain that will not happen. But if it does, if you have any sway in the gaming industry, you need to use every ounce of power to make sure that we start getting steelbooks with our freaking pre-orders on these games.
Yes.
I am disgusted by the lack of steelbooks that are not coming with
About to
video
say,
game
there are
pre-orders these
none.
days.
Yeah.
It's horrible. But this one comes with an immaculate steelbook on a SpongeBob game. And like I said, I so desperately want to pre-order that and get it, but the pre-orders, it's sort of a situation like with Baldur's Gate 3 where the physical stuff for the deluxe edition is being produced not in the United States of America. So it's 90 €90, which translates into a little bit over like nearly $110, I believe.
About to say, about like
And
110,
then
115.
I would at least loosely consider paying that. But what I am not going to consider paying is a tariff. So I will not be pre-ordering this. But yeah, looks cool. Man, it's like I said, it looks so much like Battle for Bikini Bottom, which was so awesome. That was such a fun game from my childhood before. This is going to be a deep cut for people that know me personally, but before my Nana did what she did.
Yes.
I was expecting Ethan to have a little outburst on
We
that.
went there.
Things we cannot discuss on the podcast.
Hilarious. But
I was
beloved,
just contemplating what to say over here.
a beloved game from my childhood, and people are even saying that I'd forgotten that it existed. I assumed that it was a fighting game, and I never played it. But the SpongeBob game, Cosmic Shake, came out like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it, but I literally just, for some reason, assumed it was a fighting game and did not give it any time of day. But again, I think I got confused because I think they released like a Nickelodeon like All Stars Brawl or something, and that's the fighting.
Yeah, that's what you're getting thinking of because I don't think Cosmic Shake was. I think it was a platformer.
People loved Cosmic Shake apparently, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to go back and play this. But anyway, that's my little SpongeBob tangent. That was one of my favorite cartoons as a child, and I'm still looking forward to that sweet SpongeBob dopamine hit in the year of our Lord 2025.
Cosmic Shake is indeed a platform game.
Nice.
Bad news for my backlog. Very bad news.
Rated highly on Steam and apparently nowhere else.
That is precisely where I will not be. So this is concerning to me.
Yeah.
That's all the items on my agenda, though. I know not everybody cares about SpongeBob, but it's gonna be sick.
I mean, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they have a pretty good track record of being at least decent games, right?
Oh, they do.
Also,
highly recommend it. It was free. You almost certainly have it. The Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Oh,
yeah, I definitely do. Yeah.
Highly recommended by me. which means nothing actually. But
Well, Ethan, you want to go next, or should I?
You can go right ahead, buddy.
Okay, so first thing, I actually forgot about this, talking about this pre-show. Smith, this is going to be more of a apply to you and me thing, but Sea of Thieves is getting its new expansion this
let's
month.
go, let's go. I didn't know this was
On
happening.
Yeah, it's this month. I don't know an actual day. I just know that it's this month, but it's the Smuggler's Tide expansion, and it's adding some new stuff like dangerous cargo. So like you can transport black powder barrels now, which are explosive,
Hey, we've
and you can
been doing that.
imagine. Yeah, but now it's like an actual cargo you gotta deliver apparently.
Oh,
So,
this is going to be terrible.
so yeah, you can imagine how fun that's gonna be. And then there's smugglers voyages where you're having to like transport cargo between the hideouts, including black powder barrels. There's doing like some more time limited events. They're upgrading the Reaper's Fort, and there's like another 100 levels of rewards. So like they're adding a lot of content, a lot more stuff to do, which is also
That
that's always awesome.
that game has no business being as deep as this. And I know that there's an ocean pond there, but I'm talking about the sheer content and like breadth of this game. It is
I mean,
for
for
as
like
goofy as a game, it doesn't take itself seriously at all. It knows what it
yes,
is and it does it well, but the the amount of things that you can do in that game is it has no reason being as good as it is.
especially for like a $40 retail price tag. Like, come on, it's it's just a win for anybody.
I've been wanting to play that game with you guys, but you haven't played it in a while, so I still haven't bought it.
Oh, I'll get it reinstalled if you want to play it. Believe me, like
Buy it
that game's
anytime.
hilarious.
Fired
Yeah.
up. That game is great. It is. It's very much like Helldivers in
Listen,
the
I will
sense
quit
that
my job right now. Let's play it.
it's very
It,
much like Helldivers in the. It's a great game to just like pick up and play for a bit, and again, like Helldivers, you can get yourself into some very precarious situations. And I think we
oh
talked about
yes.
it before. Potter and I, we got into like a triangle of uh of a ship fight, and
Revenge.
and we, we were we were kind of getting, well, I'm gonna say we were getting bullied, but Potter quickly turned the tides on them, and he was just constantly boarding these people and just completely ruining their day, killing them over and over again. I was doing to sink the ship, but we ran into another bigger ship that had a slightly bigger crew than us, and they like they helped us tag team this other ship that was giving us trouble because they, I think what had happened was we had like cleared a base or something, and when we were coming back up to put the loot on the ship, they were there, and they got the loot, and we spent the next like 2 or 3 hours of that night. Like I had to work the next day and didn't go to bed
hmm
until like 2 or 3 a.m. because we were just, Potter and I and this other ship were chasing the thieves all over the place. Anyway, I say all this to say that it is hilarious. A great game.
Yeah. No, that he's not kidding. It was a multi-hour engagement by the end of it, and we had those dudes screaming at us in anger
They were
because we
so
would
mad
not
at
let
the
it
end of
go.
it. They were so mad at the It was
I
great.
don't know how many times I wiped those dudes, and they kept trying to come back. And you would like ram into their ship, and I would catapult myself over there with a blunderbuss and a saber, and I would just go to town on them. I would
One of
sink
the
their
most
boat and then come back.
one of the most degenerate knives of my.
I don't have a
Happy to
Yeah,
lot
hear
of
us getting
money.
some new content though. That's good.
Listen, I
yeah,
don't have a
it's
lot of
great.
money, but I can do this.
Hey, the whole point of the game, man, is that we steal other people's money. We can
It's
get you some
literally the
money.
point. It's
Uh,
a It's a great game.
My bills can
That's
wait.
cool though. Happy to hear this.
Yeah, so that's a thing, and I'm very happy about it because I love Sea of Thieves, and I think more people should play it. So, other than that, one thing I did want to bring up, and it's not game related, but Ethan, you can appreciate this as a Demon Slayer enjoyer.
Oh,
So, Infinity Castle, the new
oh
movie,
yes. We're
it's about
waiting
to
on that.
launch.
Oh,
It's about to be released in Eastern Asian territories, and it's already looking like it's going to put Endgame and other Marvel movies like out of the top of the box
oh
office.
man.
Like it's already had in Japan alone a run that's hit over 120 million dollars,
Whoo.
and it's not slowing down either. Like it's not stalling. It's
I'm just
projected right now in East Asia to get like 70 million.
I am just waiting on
So
that fatty dub.
me too, but I love that it is doing
Already sounds like a huge dub, man. I'm talking about.
Hey, that's fair.
that.
That's
Yeah,
one you should
it's
watch, Smith.
already yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's apparently running away with it, and I also saw that it's already breaking the record for the highest grossing anime movie of all time that was previously held by Demon Slayer Mugen Train.
That makes sense.
So
Mugen Train was great.
it was great. I just love that
Ugh.
Demon Slayer beat themselves for like over here suffering from success. Just like we're gonna one up our own movie.
Yeah, Smith, you should really watch that one. It's the first season is very slow, pretty. I don't really want to use the term generic, but very standard anime. But
Is there any fan service?
no, I
Uh,
mean a little. Not.
there's Mitsuru, but like that's it.
Yeah,
I only
there's not a lot.
I only bring this up because oddly enough, this very afternoon when I was driving home from work, I got a call from Big Bird, and we were talking about anime and just like animation at large as it pertains to consumable media, and I was sharing with him my hesitations of watching anime, having only watched that single season, the first season of Sword Art Online, which I thought was good. Good enough for what it was. The concept was cool, but I was so taken aback by the like one or two random bits of fan service that popped up at the end that I was like, this can never happen to me unexpectedly ever again. I am at the time I was in my late 20s, but now currently I'm a man in my 30s, and I don't want to have to explain myself if somebody happens to come into the living room or something and there's some like animated panties or some boobs up on the screen. I don't want to be caught in that kind of situation.
I
I
mean,
refuse.
like Potter said, there's some boobage with one particular character, but
It's just Mitsuru, and it's not even like
yeah, it's not
in it
like
a lot.
it's not
Yeah,
like close ups. Let's zoom in, and this is the focus. It's she just happens to be, we will say, well endowed. But
and it's just her outfit, and even her outfit when they talk about it, it's literally done to her as a gag. So yeah,
for the most part,
it is what it is.
very
Yeah.
serious anime. There's one character who's quite annoying, but
There's so many animes that I think would be so cool to watch, but I'm fan service is my boogeyman. I'm so scared of it.
I mean, just between Potter and I, and we're not even counting Than in this mix, you have excellent reference points if you need to know about the amount of fan service in a anime series.
Well, and it was just like in that phone conversation with Big Bird this afternoon, I came to the realization that I was like, well, it's really that kind of stuff is really not so different than like seeing that kind of stuff like in live action, but it's just the fact that somebody thought that it was pertinent to animate that stuff in. I don't know. I don't even know if sense being conveyed in that way, but it just feels weird.
Oh yeah, no, it's like whose prerogative was to clearly draw this and zoom in on it.
Yeah, I'm very concerned that that alone has happened. And then I don't want to be caught consuming that kind of content, even if it's a complete accident, because buddy, there's a lot of explaining to do if my wife comes in and she's like, "What's that?"
I mean,
You wouldn't understand.
You- it's high art from the Eastern world. I wouldn't expect you to understand. No, that's not gonna fly.
I mean, you just gotta point and be like, "There's your explanation." It's they
Oh
jiggle.
man.
Perchance. Now, see, like, if you're watching anime, though, you're going to be sitting there like, perchance, may I see them jiggle? You got culture, right?
No, listen,
No, I don't want to be this way.
no. Listen, the different series that I know that she enjoys, you should not have to explain yourself.
Hey, listen, there's
I mean, is he wrong?
no. That is perfectly valid. I'm I'm familiar with the novelization of smut. That's fine. I you know what? I get it. I respect it. But that's also why I don't want to read that kind of stuff. Me personally, I don't care about other people, and I don't care that other people. That's cool. You know what? If that's, I want to be clear right now. I do not think that's cool. Me personally. I do not think the fan service is cool. But
I
if
love that this is the
you
hill
if
he's gonna
you
die on.
enjoy fan service in anime, I respect your decision. I question your motives a little bit. That's fine. But for me, again, I want to be clear. I, I'm not about that. But yeah,
I love how
th-
adamant he is about not liking fan
it's
service.
I do not. I don't know. It's just something of all the strange things about me that is certainly one of them.
Listeners,
I can't get over the hump of I can't even say that in that context. Can we move on?
my oh, we can, but I do want to make a humble request of our dear listeners in the comments. Please let us know if him defending this so vehemently is sus or not.
Hey, everyone's entitled to their own beliefs. What I would maybe like, even though I like Ethan said, I do have great points of reference for uh, avoiding these kinds of things in anime.
You do.
Um, let's just go ahead. We can open up the floodgates on some anime recommendations. I'm cool with that. Let's add more stuff to my backlog. I'll get around to this stuff hopefully in the next 50 years. Let
All
me
right,
know if
all
you
right.
let me know if you've got a favorite anime in the comments.
I'm just throwing this.
Do it.
I'm just
Do
throwing
it,
this
Jim.
out there that eh, this might be one of those every accusation as an admission kind of things.
I assure you it is not.
Okay.
Yeah.
For recommendations, we'll say no to Elfen Lied, but
Yeah,
yes to
no,
Full
that
Metal
no.
Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yes.
Brotherhood, Shane, if you ever listen to this because you're subbed to as Brotherhood.
And only Brotherhood.
The original run does not exist if you have eyes
Brotherhood is also manga accurate.
and makes sense.
Anyway,
They have personal stake in this that I clearly do not, but I respect their decision. And Shane, I advise you listen to.
once you have watched Brotherhood and then watched any of the episodes of the original run, you will also understand.
It's painful.
It is very painful. Other than that, I will
I'm very
recommend
sorry
you.
to have derailed this in this manner, but
No,
it
no, no,
had
no,
to be
no.
done.
I was wanting to talk about an anime anyway. Two actually. Um, one mild fan service, but it's not the point of the show. Dan to Dan. It's fantastic. Everybody should watch it. I do think you would enjoy it. It's got like a supernatural and alien slant to it. It's fun. It's just a lot of fun. and also a newer one, Night of the Living Cats. It's a straight up comedy where the cats touch people, they turn into other cats, and it's an epidemic. There's no fan service in it at all, and it's just funny. And I'll also recommend 91 Days. I think Ethan would
Hey,
recommend that one too, because
solid.
there is no fan service in that. That's a fantastic story, and you will think about the ending for a while after it happens.
Maybe the most serious anime I've ever watched. Is a yeah.
And see,
And then, yeah,
this was also a point that came up on that phone call earlier today. I know that I'm missing out on some quality story stuff, and it's because I'm locking myself out of consuming anything in the animation realm because I'm terrified of the implications. But I
and,
it's a shame. Like and honestly, all roads for me lead back to Death Stranding because as emotional as those stories are, I just want to keep consuming things that make me feel that kind of pain because it's such a fun thing. So I know that I'm missing out on great stories, and I know that a lot of great stories are told through the anime medium. So
Cowboy Bebop.
I'm skeptical, but I'm
Hey,
open.
I honestly,
Yeah.
I think it all circles back to a different Death Note, because of that time when we were living together when you walked through and I was watching Death Note and you just happened to catch a glimpse of Ryuk.
Yeah,
I was about to say,
uh, yeah, he's
Ryuk or
terrifying.
Misa.
And it comes even more circle because Willem Dafoe played him in that terrible fan fiction of a Netflix movie.
Yep.
Not fan service in any sense of the word.
Awful. Do not watch it ever.
It's an active tragedy.
It's
I think
probably
my
It's just
dad actually
and
likes Death Note.
Death Note is great, but I would
Death
say
Note is
the
great. Yeah,
I know my
Netflix
dad likes Tokyo Ghoul.
a
Tokyo
Tokyo
Ghoul's
Ghoul
great.
also solid. I would say that the Netflix adaptation of Death Note is the only version of Death Note that they allow in North Korea.
That's probably right. It's terrible, and the Japanese live action movies are actually good. So if you gotta watch live action, do that.
I still have
But
your
yeah,
version of that somewhere. Your DVD of it somewhere.
oh man, they're great movies. Yeah. I will also final one I'll recommend. We're talking just this. It is probably the most serious, grounded, and most like genuinely terrifying and thought provoking story I've ever seen in an anime. It's called Monster. I've recommended it to Ethan. You would both really enjoy it.
It's very
It is
high
a
on my
fantastic
plan to
show.
watch.
It's a
I just haven't
fantastic
gotten
show.
around to it.
Yeah. Just general like plot is that there's a this doctor that he's working one night. He's really good to neurosurgeon, and at like these two people come in at the same time. One of them is like an older, I think he was a senator or something like that, like real important dude, and the other one is like a 5-year-old boy, and they're both got severe injuries, and he's the only one that can realistically save them that's on staff at the time. So he has to make the choice of like, do I save the old guy? Do I save the kid? And the hospital director's like, oh, you obviously got to save the old guy because influence and all this stuff. But he does the moral thing and saves the kid, right?
All right.
Uh, and the other guy dies. He loses his job. His life starts to spiral. But then it turns out the kid is a serial killer. Like he grows up to be a serial killer. And the series is about the doctor trying to fix that specific mistake that he made.
Okay. See, I'm on board with this kind of thing.
There is zero fan service in it, and like it will keep you guessing the whole time because it's a cat and mouse game the entire series, and it's fantastic.
I keep forgetting that I every time I say that Sword Art Online is the last anime that I watched, that's a lie because I guess the Netflix Castlevania series is technically an anime, and I've watched
It
the
is.
first 2 seasons of that.
Hey, it's good. It's good.
Banger.
Season
Banger.
3 is great too. Yeah.
I need to go back and finish that.
And they've also got what's the new series? It's based on Rondo of Blood. I can't remember what Requiem, I think, is the new series on Netflix. It's pretty good. I've watched the first season. I haven't watched the second one.
Because I still want to go back.
Yeah, like Rondo's my favorite Castlevania, so I'm a little harsher on it. But I still enjoy it.
I still want to go back and watch like Hellsing, Berserk, and another.
Yes, you do.
Still very high.
Oh, another.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that show.
Another will mess you up, but like
I know that's what I'm on. I'm after that experience.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, the ones you just listed, Berserk will destroy you. Season 1 of Berserk will destroy you.
That's what I need. That's what I'm after.
There is not I don't think there's a bleaker story in the form of manga, at least, than Berserk.
You still got to watch you some Steins Gate too, buddy.
Also fantastic.
Maybe watch a few other anime before you get into that one. I made sure to, with my wife, to make sure that she had watched several anime before we got around to that one, because it does have a little bit of weirdness in it, but man, that oh, that show.
If you had to characterize the weirdness,
Tell them about it.
There is a character that, to explain it most relevant to our particular lives, could be slotted in as Christopher.
that's not that weird.
I'm talking about Christopher's weirdness.
Oh, okay.
Very,
All right, that is pretty weird.
Yeah. He's an otaku for all sense and purposes. But other than that, though, by the time it's this very slow burn, and by the time you get to about the 14th episode, everything hits the fan, and the main character
Oh
goes,
boy, it does.
boy, does it ever, and the main character goes on this deeply emotional journey, and you will be in shambles.
That's another thing
show-
that I need to work in here, folks. If you're going to make a recommendation for me, I don't even think that I'm going to entertain anything more. That's pushing it. That's on the high end. I need something consumable that's like in the realm of like 15 episodes. That's where I have to draw a line somewhere. I can't watch.
24, I think.
I'm not going to watch One Piece. I'm gonna go ahead and paint that picture for you here. I'm not gonna watch One Piece as badly as I want to. I probably will never get around to watching Dragon Ball Kai because that's like 64 episodes or something. That's a big commitment.
I'm just gonna throw out there that you should take Monster off the list, unfortunately, because I think it's 70 episodes.
Unless it's something cool like Monster, I will consider it.
Steins Gate is 25.
Yeah, see that's perfect. That is within the realm of feasibility, with the exception of Monster, because that story sounds so cool.
It really is.
And Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is 64. But allow me
It
to
has
say,
good pacing.
it has excellent pacing. It is one of my 2 or 3 favorite animes ever, but I think Steins Gate is possibly my favorite ever. But I will go on the record, let me state it officially here, that I do believe Brotherhood is the best anime ever made. It's so good.
I think if the recommendations are good enough, like in terms of like pacing and stuff like that, I shouldn't say that I won't watch anything that's like super long. And I could see myself going back and watching like Dragon Ball Kai just because they cut out all the filler. I'm not interested in filler. No one should be.
Oh, and that's
But
the thing too. with
Tie's the definitive way to
I
watch
know,
it.
yeah. That's I am interested in stuff like that. Trim the fat, make it a nice, tidy product. Yeah, I'm open to it, but no, either no or very, very little, and not incredibly weird fan service. I'm drawing a
Okay,
line.
no fan service at all in Brotherhood, and
Or
the
Berserk. Oh, well, no.
even the there's no filler in Brotherhood. I mean, like even the kind of like side episodes, there's very few, and they still have something like what in them.
Yeah, that's a big prop too. I'm not going to recommend JoJo because you guys know I love JoJo. If you want to watch it, great, but I'm not going to keep spamming you with it. But I will say that I all really appreciate the fact that JoJo has zero filler because filler is the devil.
I'm trying to go based on what very, very incredibly limited knowledge I have on JoJo's. Um, that show to me feels if if Kojima were gonna help write an anime.
You would be correct. That
It
is
Possibly.
probably
seems
the best.
it seems very weird.
I have never described it that way, but that is actually the perfect way to describe JoJo.
Episode
Ara-
27 of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the only reported filler episode.
That is
yeah,
oddly specific. One episode of filler.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
I
even
know
then,
JoJo
it's
does
a
it.
great episode. Potter, I can tell you, looks like it's the one about Hohenheim's dream.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
I was about to say,
yeah,
talk about it all you want, because
Oh yeah, that's zero spoiler there. So
yeah. No, you're good. Yeah, no. Brotherhood is fantastic. Like I
so
said,
good.
JoJo is
So
JoJo's arguably my favorite beside Cowboy Bebop. But yeah,
can't knock you for that.
I like the Kojima reference because Iraqi he's wild. He,
that's just the vibes that I get, like based on like what little bit I've seen of it and like everything heard you two talk about it. It definitely does just yeah. The Kojima analogy seems fitting to me.
he does what he wants to do, and all the music references are fun. And you get some wacky abilities and a fair bit of gore, so you kind of get everything. Anyway,
Anything else we need to touch on before we cap this installment off, gentlemen, and spare these people from the continued ramblings of three madmen?
I never have watched Mad Men. I hear it's good.
I hear it's
Me either.
fantastic. Uh, I do have one more a quick thing I want to touch on was that the I saw a list the other day of it was like the biggest kind of missed opportunities ever in a video game where they had like some really cool concept but just underutilized it. And one of them was about the game Mind Jack. Smith, did you play Mind Jack?
I know what Mind Jack is.
Okay,
I
Smith, did you play
have
Mind Jack?
I didn't play it. I've heard of it, but I can't tell you anything about it. So
Well,
say what you need to say.
okay, quick question. Would you mind jacking these nuts? Oh!
He got him.
Whew.
I have a lot of regrets in life. None stronger or more potent than meeting you.
Y'all know I had to do it to him.
Had to do it to him.
I swear that was like a PS2 game or something.
It was.
I think
It's a
so.
real game. It's a real game. Yeah, no, seriously.
So, oh yeah, go ahead and say the second joke. Go ahead and do it.
No, dead serious. Mind Jack is a real game. I don't know what platform it's on. I do know it's a real game. I think it had a kind of
PS3
thing
actually.
like
It
a
was released
PS3.
on January 18th of 2011.
I was gonna
Okay.
say that it sounds so familiar.
No, I knew it was real. Anyway.
Now I wish I was clever enough to come up with a title of a fake game to hit you with something like that, but alas, I am not.
You nearly did. I thought that this was was Potter in on this, or did you?
No.
Was he?
No.
I was about to say this seems. I got teed up, and man, that
I
wow.
I did not know he was making a joke out of it. I just knew that Mind Jack, and I just kind of inadvertently played it.
I just put some stock in Potter's gaming knowledge on that one.
Well, we shan't soon forget the newest update in 2025 for the mind jacking it game, critically acclaimed. What more can be said, folks? I'm a huge fan.
Careful, you're gonna end up mind jacking it in San Diego. Somebody will get that South Park reference.
I've sadly not watched enough South Park to know.
That's okay.
Folks, we want to thank you once again for joining us on yet another epic, well, I guess that's debatable, but a ride nonetheless on the Friendo Wagon podcast. We greatly appreciate you. We greatly appreciate your time and your support. We'll go ahead and plug the socials as usual. We're still waiting on the first email to the friendowagon@gmail.com. We're waiting on some poor soul to present us with a problem, even if only hypothetical. If you would just like to see how we might respond to a certain problem or issue, send it our way. We're all familiar with the state mandated writing prompts. We did those in high school. We're looking forward to giving you some very terrible advice, needed or otherwise. That is thefriendowagon@gmail.com. If you have not already, subscribe to us on YouTube. Do that. Leave a comment. We've got Instagram. We've got Twitter. I'll never call it X. Everybody knows that. And follow us on Twitch at the Friendo Wagon. We will eventually play a game on there. Maybe. This is Smith, Ethan, and Potter. We're signing off for now, but we'll be back to ride another day. We love you so much.
E-
And until then, dear listeners, the Friendo Wagon is inbound. Somewhere else.